Hey guys, I've been a little bit MIA from my channel for a while. It's been a long while and I'm very sorry about that, but I'm back now and this video is going to explain where I've been. The title is the main reason I've been gone and I will get into that in a second, but I thought I would just preface everything with, in July I got my driver's license finally, so I was busy doing that and I finally can drive. Then I was away for almost a week in the woods in Pennsylvania. Then there was a birth, practically family, like somebody had a baby and I was like really involved in all that, so I was gone for another like week helping with baby things. And then my boyfriend left for the army. And that's what I'm going to be talking about mostly in this video. I don't really know how I want to go about doing videos about this, but I kind of was thinking of maybe making a little series about what it's like being an army girlfriend, because like when I would search for videos on YouTube of other army girlfriends, I wasn't really finding that much. Nothing that really satisfied what I wanted from hearing about what it's like being an army girlfriend, and I hope that maybe I can be that person for somebody. So whoever clicks on this video looking for knowing that somebody else out there has gone through what they're going through, I hope that maybe I can help you, even though really I'm just like you. I am not like the knower of all things, but I'm really trying to be, and I thought that I would share what I can. So let's just start by saying it sucks. I know it sucks, you know it sucks, their mom and dad know it sucks, their brother and sister know it sucks, wives, husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends, fiancés. It sucks for us and it sucks for our soldier in training. We miss each other. It's part of them leaving, just missing each other. It's totally normal to be really upset for a while, if not the entire time, but don't let it consume you. I gave myself about a week of just like laying in bed all week. I'm playing The Sims. I'm eating ice cream. I don't really want to move, although I would still go to the gym just to like move a little bit every day, because laying in bed all day, I'm gonna get bed sores. It's okay to be sad. It's expected. It's part of it. You're going to be sad. I don't really know what order I want to talk about things in, so I think I want to like say what it was like when he left, I guess. He was scheduled to leave on a certain day. Sorry if you can hear my dog whining. He's like crying all the way down the hallway, but I can hear him. Shadik! Shh! Do you hear that? It's like he's playing a game with me. Oh, now here he comes. Are you coming here? You gonna sit with me? You can come sit over here. You can come sit behind me. You wanna go sit over there? No, come on, I'm trying to film something. Oh god, so much fun. There we go. So the day he was scheduled to leave that morning, we went and bought him some stamps, some envelopes, some paper, all that stuff that he left until last minute because that's how he is. And then we went out to eat with his parents, and we had to have him at the MEPS office by noon. We got there at like 12:15, but you know what? They're gonna have him for 10 weeks. We can be a few minutes late. They were like calling him like, "Are you coming?" And he's like, "Yes, I'm coming. Sorry, sir." Saying goodbye was really hard. There was a lot of crying. Mom obviously cried. I cried. I had been crying for like 2 days straight at that point. My eyes were so swollen. It was gross, but sometimes you just gotta cry it out. And even he cried a little bit. There's lots of emotions going on. Then he walked away, and it was like in those movies when the guy walks into the sunset, except it was like broad daylight and it was like to a crazy intersection. But he walked off, he left. He got to keep his phone for a little while, so he was texting me. First day, they brought them to a hotel. I'm in New York, so they brought them from Long Island to a hotel in Staten Island, which, Staten Island, who goes there? And that night he still had his phone, so we were texting all night long and, you know, being all sad and mopey and telling each other we love each other, all that stuff. I told him in the morning I'd wake up early, and on his way to the airport with the other guys, he could text me like his goodbyes and everything. I'll be up in the morning. I'll be there. So it's like 6 a.m., no text from him. I fall back asleep, and then like every hour on the hour I'm waking up expecting a text, and I'm not getting anything. And then I check online at like, it might have been like noon. I check online and you know, the magic of the internet, I figured out which flight was his, and it says his flight has been canceled. So I text him, I'm like, the has your flight been canceled? It was supposed to leave like 2 or 3 hours later, but it was already canceled. And he said, yeah, we're currently like figuring out what's going on. And he ended up being rescheduled to a flight the next day. So now he's got a second whole day of sitting around, wallowing in emotions and feeling shitty. And I'm feeling shitty, and they brought them to a hotel that was like 5 minutes away from my house. So I offered to like come pick him up and spend a little bit more time with him. We both knew that it was probably going to end in us being really sad afterwards, but he said yeah, so I went to go pick him up because... Hi! I'm trying to film. Oof. So I had my mom drive us back to the hotel because I knew that I would not be emotionally fit to drive 5 minutes after dropping him off for the last time. But I wasn't. I was an emotional mess. Again, he walks off into the distance and I'm sad. And the next morning, again, I woke up early and I texted him while he was at the airport. He was now on a flight that had one stop. I knew when one plane landed. I said, you know, text me when you're waiting around for the second plane, and he did. And then again, when he got to the state that the base is at, he could text me on the bus ride from the airport to the base, which was about 2 or 3 hours. He said goodbye when they got off on the exit, and that was the last I really expected to hear from him, so we said our goodbyes, and then I didn't hear from him for a while. So the first few days that they're at their base location where they're going to be doing their basic training, they're going through reception when, you know, they're getting their shots, they're getting paperwork done, checking their teeth, all this fun stuff. They get issued their ACUs and they do all the stuff. All the boring sort of fun stuff when they're still kind of in transition between home life and Army training life. I didn't really get any contact during that time. He tried to call his mom with the scripted phone call, which is literally a 10-second phone call which says, "Hello, loved one, I have arrived, I am safe, I will send you my address when I can." Some really short, brief phrase like that, but she didn't even pick up the phone. It was like an answering machine phone call. He was supposed to leave on Monday, he left on Tuesday, and then he was in reception until Monday. So on Monday morning, I got a phone call. I was like still asleep, so I roll over and I see my phone screen and it says his name, and I'm looking at it and I'm like delirious, like, what? Why does that say? Oh my god, that says his name. So like I pick up. That phone call was literally like 13 seconds, and it was basically him saying like, I'm leaving reception, I'm going to basic, and I'll be mailing you my address within the next week. I was like, okay, bye, I love you, like really rushed. And then to my surprise, around like 5 p.m. that same Monday, he sent me a text message of a picture of the paper that they're going to be mailing with the address. He said that he gets to call again soon. He wanted to make sure that I understood all the information, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, I just write that, right? He's like, yep, just write that. And he just got another like 10 seconds to tell me he loves me and, you know, send him mail. After that, it's just letters. Some people get lucky and they get phone calls every week. Other people, like me, don't get a phone call until like week 9, right before graduation. What I highly recommend you do is go to whatever base he's at, like find their website and see if they have Facebook pages or Instagrams or any kind of blog thing, because his base has Facebooks for every single company, infantry, battalion, all that stuff, like the platoons, everything. There's separate pages that post updates, they post photos, they post information, they tell you when their warrior banquet is, when their family day is, when their graduation is. Everything is out there on the internet. I found his company page, I found the actual like bases page, I found the photography company, and I also found this really sweet private group. It's like a family support for everybody whose soldiers are training in basic there. And those people have been like a fountain of knowledge and also a really great place to be because they understand what you're going through. They feel your pain. They're going through it at the same time as you are. You know, your friends might not understand what it's like. You're still in a relationship, but they're gone and you can't talk to them, especially in this day and age when everything's at our fingertips. Suddenly it's just cut off. Most people don't understand what it's like, so it's like they kind of don't get it. These people get it. The people in that support group let me know his company generally does not get a phone call until week 9. Because they're reverting back to the old way of doing things. They used to like let them get a phone call every Sunday. There's still a few companies there that are doing that, but his specifically is going back to the old ways, no phone calls. And It sucks, but it's also understandable in a way. I would love to hear his voice again. I can kind of get why they don't want them getting phone calls all the time, because, you know, we had those few extra hours together that we weren't expecting, and it just dragged us back to square one, feeling mopey and sad. And I feel like the phone calls would make you yearn for your family even more than you already do, and just bring you back to being sad. They probably want them to be as focused as they possibly can be because they're busy training to be soldiers. Hearing from their loved ones would just distract them too much, and they wouldn't be able to focus on the tasks at hand, and it sucks, but it's only a few weeks and you get to write letters. I've been loving writing the letters. So I've always loved writing long, lovey-dovey notes and just rambling, and I love to write. So for me, writing letters to him has been the best. I love it. I spend hours and hours just writing. Especially with technology nowadays, like, to be writing letters feels so refreshing. And to think not too long ago that was like a way of communication for people, to write someone a letter. You didn't have Facebook, you didn't have text messaging, you had a pen and a paper, and you would seal an envelope, put a stamp on it, and send it through the post. And they would get it in a few days. In the beginning, the letters take forever to get to them. It takes like 2 weeks. It starts to get faster, 3 to 4 days. I've been getting letters from him about 2 or 3 days after he's writing and sending them, so it gets better. Communication becomes a little bit more instant. It's nothing like a text message. It's a very intimate thing, and I'm loving it. What do people write about in a letter? I write everything. I'm writing like what I did today, what I thought about today, what I have to do tomorrow, what I wore today, like this funny little anecdote that happened at the gym, this funny little thing that happened with my brother, all these little things, just to remind him that life is still moving on at home. We miss him, but life hasn't frozen, and, you know, I haven't fallen apart, and I'm not just like moping in bed like, oh my god, it's over. I have nothing left to live for. Like, I'm still human, I'm still existing, and they want to know that. They want to know that you can still be you without them. Because if you're staying in it for the long haul, there's going to be a lot of time that you're alone, and you're going to need to learn how to exist on your own. Get a hobby, get a job, keep yourself busy, do things you love. You still exist as a person without them. They want to know that. Of course, they want to know that you miss them, because who doesn't want to hear that? I've heard that mail call is everyone's favorite time of day there. They love getting letters, they love hearing anything. All I ever hear is like, send them pictures. Not like big pictures, just like a little tiny photo that you can slip into an envelope. And don't send your naked pictures, because it'll be on the wall somewhere. Everybody in his company is gonna see it, and I don't know if you want to be that girl. So don't be that girl. He can wait 10 weeks to see you again. But just send him pictures of like you smiling, his pets, family, having fun, random things. Just send him pictures. Send him anything. Like, if you got a Tumblr and you saw something funny on the internet, print it out, put it in an envelope, send it to him. Send him drawings. I've been drawing a lot. I got like a sketchbook, and I've been doodling and like writing lyrics to songs, and oh my god. I went to Michael's, which is the craft store here. I don't know if it's everywhere, but I went to Michael's and I bought stamps. I didn't know how much fun stamps are, but oh my god, stamps are so much fun. I've been like stamping lyrics to our favorite songs and like drawing doodles around them, and just cute little things to send him to brighten his day, because honestly, they just want anything. At the end of a long day, they want to look at their mail and just be happy, kind of escape from it all for a little bit, just immerse themselves in something. And so far, my favorite thing has been the really strange feeling. It's not a strange feeling, it's just strange to feel it again. After dating him for so many years, getting that first letter in the mail was like butterflies to the extreme. It's so hard to explain the feeling you get when you get that first letter from them. I was like holding it in my hands, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, do I open this? Do I leave it? Do I, like, what if I don't want to open it? What if I want to hold on to it for a few days? But I really want to know what's inside, and is he okay? What if he's not okay? And like, all these thoughts go through your head, and then you open it, and you're just so happy to hear from them again. Honestly, suddenly it feels so much more bearable. It's gonna be okay. We're not right next to each other. It's gonna be okay. And it's so nice to feel those butterflies again. I'm sure that if any of you have gone through this, you know what I mean. Kind of like those butterflies when you're like a little teenager and you got your first kiss, and you're like, oh my god, he's really cute. It kind of reminds you like, yeah, you love them, and that's why you're going through this, because they can give you those butterflies. And another piece of advice that I have is to count the weeks, not the days. I feel like counting the days might make you crazy. I've seen someone counting hours, and that makes me feel crazy for them. Like, if you count the weeks, it'll feel like so much faster. Like, oh wow, a whole week already went by. Oh, 2 whole weeks. Instead of going, oh, there's like 72 days left until I see him again. Woe is me. Don't do that to yourself. Think about it like, oh, 1 week down, I did it. 2 weeks down, whoa, time is flying. And next thing you know, you'll be like, whoa, I'm getting on the plane to go see him. I'm recording this on a Friday, so I've just made it through another week. Time flies. Another thing I want to say is to learn the Army lingo, because boy, do they love to abbreviate everything. Like, in one of his first letters, he told me that he got issued his ACUs and he feels so cool. Oh, look it up if you don't know what that means. And I was like, I know exactly what that means. You got your Army combat uniform. I know what that is. That way, whenever he's talking, because I'm 90% sure, maybe 100% sure, that after basic, he's suddenly going to be using a lot more Army lingo around you. And you're going to want to know what the hell he's saying, because it's not going to be normal people speak. It's going to be like all these abbreviations and terms and stuff that you're not used to. So just, you know, look up online, get used to it. When I joined that little Facebook group, everybody's talking about their SIT. I'm like, what's an SIT? Oh, soldier in training. It all makes sense. Try to learn as much as you can about what they're so passionate about. If they went into the Army, it's obviously something that they really want to do with their lives, and it's going to be their life. And if you want to stay in their life, you need to kind of be able to communicate about it. Just like with anything, I feel like, you know, Honey goes to work and comes home and you ask him about his day and you want to know what the hell accounting number info he's talking about. I have no idea. So I think I'm going to wrap up this video here. I feel like it's like a 30-minute long video and I'm going to have to try to edit it down. To wrap it all up, my main points were, it's okay to be sad. You're going to be sad, and that's understandable, but don't let it consume you. Find hobbies, immerse yourself in your job, do things you love, do things to keep yourself busy, and time will fly. Invest in envelopes, paper, pens, stamps. You're going to be writing your little heart out. Write your heart and soul out. Just seriously, write about any and everything. Write. That is probably the #1 thing. Just write. Write everything. Send pictures, send funny things. Don't expect phone calls, but be ready for them. I know that if they call, they can be calling from a different number than their cell phone, so pick up all phone calls. I think I covered everything that I wanted to talk about, but it's all over the place and I'm really not organized, but I'm trying. And this is still something new, and I'm going through it right now, and it's different and it's hard, but I thought that I would put myself out there. Leave me suggestions and ideas of things I can talk about dealing with being an Army girlfriend or anything. Like, if you want this to be kind of like a vlog series where like I talk about the different stages I go through this, or any specific questions you have that I might be able to answer, leave all suggestions down below. Make sure you subscribe so you see me making the videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this slightly different video from my channel. It was really nice to get it all off of my chest and just put it out there to hopefully help somebody else going through this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!